Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to give you guys my review and my thoughts on Scream 2, directed by Wes Craven, starring Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jerry O'Connell, Timothy Olyphant, Jamie Kennedy. This cast is a lot bigger than the last movie, obviously, as I named all the names. I hope you guys are ready for this. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and my review of this movie. I know I reviewed these Scream movies a long time ago, but I wanted to re-review them and talk about them since we're getting into the Halloween season. I'm already going into the stores and stuff and seeing Halloween stuff, and I went to Half Price Books. I already got like a horror display already, so I might as well just jump on the train and start talking about some horror movies. So I'm finished. Obviously, I'm doing the Scream movie, so I hope you guys are ready for this. If you guys enjoy videos like this, please hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let's get into this review, guys. Let's get it. Let's go. Like I said, this is Scream 2. This is the sequel to the follow-up of Scream and also the events of the movie Scream. We're following Sidney Prescott into college, and basically someone else is putting on the ghost mask and doing all these killings. I thought it was very interesting that they went straight to college, which it feels like a more secluded type theme because, they're on the campus, not like they're in the big city, so they're kind of secluded just to this one area, which is pretty cool. We got a whole new cast of characters added into the mix because obviously they killed most of the characters from the first movie, it's pretty interesting to see Sidney and Randy and Dewey and Gail come back into this story with some added new characters, some new red herrings, and trying to figure out who's the killer, who's doing what, how is this happening, blah blah. And I thought Scream 2 is a very confident and capable sequel, but it's not better than the first movie. I really do enjoy this movie. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember the first time I saw it, I remember seeing it with my mom, and we had the VHS tape, you guys. We had the VHS tape, and I remember watching it with her and seeing the opening scene in the theater, where Jada Pinkett Smith's character gets killed, and her death scene, oh my god, her death scene stuck with me for a while. Oh my god, it's so memorable. The music and the way she just falls out and just lays dead, and Wes Craven lingers the camera on her. Oh my god, it's brilliant filmmaking. Which, let's go ahead and talk about Wes Craven as the director of this movie. It's really hard to try to capture the same magic as the first movie. Like I said, the first Scream was a phenomenon. Everybody wanted to be Scream. And then you have Scream 2, who has to try to capture that same magic as the first movie. And I think they do to an extent, but also they kind of do play a little bit more meta with the whole thing, because they even talk about this whole segment in Randy's class where they talk about sequels, how sequels are inferior films to the first one. And then even with the whole Stab franchise, where they actually are showing a movie of the first movie in the second movie. So it's he's going a lot of more meta with this movie than he did in the first movie, which is cool. And also, if you see that movie, the Stab movie that is being played, it's kind of paying homage to the first movie, but also showing things that didn't happen and stuff, which is cool. It's not like a shot for shot remake of that. They throwing a little different nuggets and stuff in there, which I liked. But yeah, I thought Wes Craven did a really good job with this movie. I think the comedy really does hit. I think the characters are not as good as the first movie's characters, but I think they really hold their own. They're very memorable characters. Especially Mickey, played by Timothy Olyphant. I thought he was really good in this movie. Jamie Kennedy is a lot better in this movie than he is the first one. And obviously, Neve Campbell. Neve Campbell, again, she is just fire on screen, like I said in the first movie. She looks way better in this movie than she does in the first one. She's stunning in this movie. And then also, I love that Sidney is just I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of the whole Sidney Prescott Ghostface stuff. She's sick of it in this movie. Right off the bat, when she gets the prank phone call, she just right off the bat, man, it's opening weekend. The creeps are about to come out. Even when Ghostface first calls her, she just man, how about you just come out and show yourself, you motherfucker? And of course he's there, but things like that, I love that Nev Campbell and even the Sidney Prescott character developed from the first movie. All the cast of characters is pretty good. Kevin Williamson also came back to write this script, which I think he did a really good job. But we're going to talk about some of the issues with this movie. So, like I said, this movie has some incoherent things going on in it. Like, there's a part in the movie where they try to break down what the killer is doing, and they try to match. Oh, he's trying to recopy the first movie, or the first from The Killing, trying to restart what they did in Woodsboro and trying to connect the names, and then that kind of plot just like kind of goes nowhere. But that was because at first the script got leaked from this movie. Like the script got leaked, so Kevin Williamson had to write another draft and change up what happened in this movie. So I'm guessing in the original draft it was supposed to be the roommate and Mickey was supposed to be the killers. I don't think. Spoiler. I'm guessing I should say this right now. The spoiler. It was supposed to be the roommate and Mickey, if I'm not mistaken, not Billy's mom, who turns out to be the killer. And Mickey also. So he stayed the same, but I guess they changed it to Billy's mom because they wanted to pay homage to Friday the 13th with Pamela Voorhees, which makes sense. It's just weird. Like, you could just tell by the way the movie is set up, and obviously they do with the red herrings, where you just supposed to suspect, oh, he's the killer, or he's the killer, or he's the killer, and stuff like that. Which I think when I first saw this movie, I kind of called that Mickey was the killer just by the way he's acting, by the way he looks. Like, you just tell by the way people are like, you look like you're the killer. Yeah, like I think the script is pretty good, but you could definitely tell where the incoherent moments happen in this movie. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into other things that I really love about this movie. I love the score in this movie. I love the costume. I think Ghostface mask was way better in this movie than it does in the first. Just the kills. I think the kills are pretty good as well. Even like the opening scene in the theater where you got Omar Epps get stabbed through the fucking like the stall, and then obviously Jada's death. Even Sarah Michelle Gellar shows up in this movie. It's funny because she was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, which was also written by Kevin Williamson. She has, I guess you could say, a small cameo. Even her death scene is pretty good as well. Like I said, even obviously Randy's death, like, oh man, like I think the deaths are, the kills are a little bit better than the first movie for sure. You can definitely tell they went with more of a bigger budget and stuff like that, which is cool. And like I said, I think all the actors are really good in this movie. Besides David Arquette, I have a kind of issues with the way his character's portrayed in this movie, because he's definitely not the same person he is in the first movie. Obviously he has like a limp because he got hurt in the last movie, but the way he says his lines and the way he's like kind of portrayed in this movie, it just feels very off to me. That he is in the first movie, and maybe that's just the way he's supposed to be, but I don't know. It's just he just comes off a little strange in this movie. Courtney Cox looks great, and she's really good in this movie as well. We also got like more. It feel like we get a little bit more lore with this movie, because we bring back people like Cotton Weary, who was like just a mention in the first movie, but now he's more of a kind of more of a character in this movie. Obviously he approaches Sydney and trying to prove his innocence because he was accused of murder. So we get more in depth with his character. And then, I just love the aspect of revenge. Like this movie is basically a revenge movie for Billy's mom, because of what Sydney did to her son. And, obviously it's paying homage to Friday the 13th, which I do like. Other things that I love about this movie, like I said, I do love the way this movie is shot. The 4K looks amazing. Go check out my 4K review if you guys want to see more thoughts on the 4K as well. But yeah, overall, I really do enjoy this movie. It's not as good as the first movie. Like I said, I do love the aspects of, sequels not being as great as this first one. I think they play a little more on that, like I said, which I don't think he wanted this movie to be better than the first one, but he wanted to capture, the same magic that he had in the first movie, which is very hard to do, because I kind of do agree, like, it's very hard to capture the same magic. Only certain sequels can, but it's really hard to do it when you knock it out of the park the first time. So yeah, overall, I really do enjoy this movie. I think Wes Craven did a great job directing. Kevin Williamson did a decent job with the script. I thought all the actors was pretty good. Nev Campbell was great. Jamie Kennedy was good. Courtney Cox was great. Like I said, I think all the side characters are pretty good as well. Now, one scene I do not like is obviously the song scene where Jerry O'Connell literally just breaks out in the song like he's in Top Gun or something. I do not like that scene. Every time I watch, I kind of like tune my mind out. There's a little part in the second half where it kind of slows down. Like after like Randy dies, it kind of slows down just a little bit. But then it picks back up when you got Gail and Dewey being chased by the killer. And then you got another great scene where Sydney and her roommate Hallie are like stuck in this police car, which is another great death scene with the two cops that get mutilated by Ghostface. It's like a very good intense scene where they have to like climb over Ghostface, and it's weird because you be thinking like, man, just pull the mask off right there. He's knocked out. Just pull the mask out. Just pull the mask off, guys. Like, what are you guys doing? You guys can see who the killer is right then and there and just get it done with. But of course, it's a movie, so. But yeah, I do love that scene though. But yeah, overall, like I said, I really do enjoy this movie. If I had to give it a star rating, I'd probably give it a solid 4 out of 5. Like I said, it's not as good as the first movie, but I do think that it's a very competent sequel for sure. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Scream 2. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys are enjoying this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more Scream reviews will be coming in the near future. I hope you guys are ready for those as well. Next is Scream 3, you guys. I'm very excited to talk about Scream 3. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm out on this one, you guys. Peace out.